In this short video, we'll show you how Live Pure's Yogi Indoor Air and Water Quality Assessment Kit works. The Yogi kit is incredibly simple to use, but here are some FYIs to keep in mind before we begin. It's important to store the Yogi kit inside after purchase, so when you're ready to use it, it's at room temperature. To collect most samples, you'll simply insert traps or tubes into the Yogi sampling instrument, press color-coded buttons, and check off contaminants on a checklist. The term Yogi represents the colors yellow, orange, green, and indigo. The sampling instrument is pre-calibrated and shuts off automatically. After a set time, you're alerted with a beep, so you can feel free to do other things while it's running. Now let's get started. We'll begin with the radon sample collection, since it takes 48 hours. This sample does not require the Yogi sampling instrument. Before you start, check the weather forecast to ensure no significant storms or high winds are expected in the next 48 hours, as this could affect the test. Also, this test is performed on the lowest livable level, and the windows and doors should be kept closed for about 12 hours before testing, but you can still come and go as you normally would. To start, take the 2 red radon capsules and temperature strip to the sampling area. Place the capsules about 3 feet from the floor and about 5 inches apart. Open the lids. Since the temperature strip is 5 inches long, just place it between them. Record the start date and time on the checklist next to radon. That's it. Consider marking your calendar or setting an alarm so you remember to collect this in 48 hours. Now, let's plan for collecting the water samples. This sample does not require use of the sampling instrument either. You should collect both samples from one tap that has not been used for at least 8 hours, perhaps sampling first thing in the morning. Remove the bottles from the 2 white capsules and hold each under the cold water tap, filling to the line. Close the lids tightly, place them back into the capsules, and return them to the sample box. Mark the checklist in the appropriate box. Now you're ready to use the Yogi sampling instrument to collect your air samples. We'll start with mold and allergens. Your first mold sample is taken outside as a baseline. It's okay if it's freezing or extremely hot out, as long as there is no precipitation and the sampling instrument starts at room temperature. Place the sampling instrument outside and plug it into an outlet. Now, open the yellow capsule marked Outdoor Y. Remove the trap and carefully remove the seals, saving them to reseal the trap. Place the trap on the hub with the arrow facing down. Press the yellow Y button. The sampling instrument will shut off automatically and alert you with a beeping sound. Now replace the seals, put the trap back into the capsule, return it to the sample box, and mark the checklist. Next, bring the sampling instrument inside and plug in where you would like to test for mold. Select the yellow capsule labeled Indoor Y and repeat the last process. Remove the seals carefully, insert the trap on the hub, and press the yellow button. After the sampling instrument beeps, remove the trap, reseal it, return it to the capsule, place it in the sample box, and mark the checklist. Next is asbestos. Remove the trap from the capsule labeled Asbestos O. Remove the cap and insert the nozzle on the hub. Press the orange button. After the sampling instrument beeps, replace the cap on the trap, place it in the capsule, return it to the sample box, and mark the checklist. For the remaining samples, you need this handy adapter. Place it on the hub with the This Side Up stamp facing, you guessed it, up. Now we'll sample for lead. Remove the trap from the orange capsule labeled Lead O. Remove the 2 red stoppers and place on the adapter with the arrow facing down and press the orange O button. After the sampling instrument beeps, remove the trap, replace the stoppers, place the trap into the capsule, return it to the sample box, and mark the checklist. Next, it's on to formaldehyde. Remember, the adapter stays in place. Remove the tube from the green capsule labeled G. Remove the 2 red caps. Place the tube on the adapter with the arrow facing down. Then press the green G button. When the sampling instrument beeps, replace the caps, put the tube in the capsule, return it to the sample box, and mark the checklist. The last sample is volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. First, remove the tube from the indigo capsule labeled I. Remove the 2 red caps. Insert it onto the adapter and press the indigo button. When the sampling instrument beeps, replace the red caps, put the tube in the capsule, return it to the sample box, and mark the checklist. Last, you need to retrieve your radon samples after 48 hours. Retrieve the capsules, close the lids, then record the end date and time along with the temperature next to radon on the checklist. Fill in your email address and add your initials on the checklist, indicating you've collected the samples as directed. Now it's time to wrap up and mail your samples. As a reminder, you keep both the sampling instrument and the adapter for future retests. With all your sample capsules in place, secure the prepaid sample box with the mailing seal and send it off in the mail. You'll get your results back from LivePure via email in 10 business days after the lab receives your samples. Should you have any questions about your Yogi assessment kit, feel free to reach out to us via email or visit us online at livepureinc.com.